Be careful. I'm not done with you. Dawn cried out. The brutal voice of a bird flattened the sea glaze. Treading that surf, hunch-headed fishers towed small agates, their delicate legs iridescent, stilting the ripples. Suddenly the cloud closed. They heard big wind boom back from the cliff, crunch timber over along the ridge. They shook up their wings, crying. Terror flustered their pinions. Then hemlock, torn by the roots, went crazily down, the staggering gyrations of splintered kindling. Flung out of bracken, fleet mule deer bolted, but the great elk, caught midway between two scissoring logs, arched belly up and died, the snap spine half torn out of his peeled back, his hind legs jerking that gasped convulsion, the kick of spasmed life. Paunch plowed open, purple entrails disgorged from the basket-work ribs, erupting out, splashed sideways, wrapping him, gouted in blood, flecked with the brittle sliver of bone. Frenzied, the terrible head thrashed off its antlered pheasant in that rubble and then fell still. The great tongue that had bugled in rut, calling the cow elk up from the glade, thrust agonized out the maimed member, bloodily stiff in the stone-smashed teeth. Far down below, the mountain torrent that once having started could never be stopped, scooped up that avalanchal rack and strung it along, a riddle of bubble and littered duff spun down its thread. At the gorge river mouth, the sea plunged violently in, gasping its potholes, sucked and panted, answering itself in its spew. And the river, spent at last, beating driftwood up and down in a frenzy of capitulation, pumped out its life, destroying itself in the mother sea, there where the mammoth sea-grown salmon lurk immemorial, row in their hulls, about to begin. They will beat that barbarous beauty out on those high-stacked shallows, those headwater claims, back where they were born. Along that upward racing trek, time springs out all its loops and flanges, the many-faced splendor and the music of the leaf, the copulation of beasts and the watery laughter of drakes. Too few the grave witnesses. The wakeful, vengeful beauty, devolving itself of its whole constraint, erupting as it goes. In all these acts, Christ crouches and sees, pitched forward on the crucifying stroke, juvescent, that will spring him out of the germ, out of the belly of the dying buck, Out of the Father follows, and the torn up root. These are the modes of his fourth showing, his serene agonization. In the clicking teeth of otters, over and over he dies and is born, shaping the weasel's jaw in his leap and the staggering rush of the bass.
I'll just stand back here and play for a while.
Yeah.